What's up, guys? This is Frenzy. Welcome back to part number 5 of the Patch 18 Newcastle Rooms video overview thing. This will be the last one in the series, so our last 4 rooms. First 2 we're going to be going over are Linear Corridor 2 and Linear Tower 2. So these are actually really basic rooms. So you have this linear corridor, which looks kind of similar. Like, a lot of these rooms have similarities to this linear corridor here. Like, a lot of similarities to a lot of these rooms. I don't know. This one plays out a little bit different because you can't really pull it through the wall like this. There's this big gap that actually plays 0 factor whatsoever in the room, which, I don't know. I wish you could just, like, put a springboard trap here, and if he steps onto it, he gets thrown in this pit and dies or something. I don't know. It's just kind of a silly room because really the actual play area is just this area here, which makes the run distance not exceptionally long, but not the worst that we've seen yet either. There's not really any chokes. These pillars don't really do all that much in terms of, gameplay. It does create a couple chokes like this, where I can put this Snotter here, and he's gonna exit probably one of the bottom 2. He might exit this one and then get a better line of sight of what's coming at him. Obviously, the idea here is to have him going through one of these ones, come a little bit too far, get stunned, pushed back, and then the Zeke hit his headshot like that. That's really the only thing I could think about with this corner here, because there's not really any way you can pull through the wall or anything. So it has to be used very basically. This setup here, I have not tested it. If you can shoot arrows over this, then this setup won't work, and there's not really any units that you could actually put in here that would work all that effectively if you could shoot over this. But if you can't shoot over it, this is just going to be a basic Mega Mutton pull. There's not much else that I could do with that. And then we have Linear Tower 2, I think? Yeah, Linear Tower 2. So this one, again, another basic room. The only good thing about this is it kind of has a resemblance to Corner Bridge, the one that had the pathway. The old Corner Bridge, they changed it recently, but the one that had this one narrow pathway that kind of came down and came up. Well, it at least has that nice narrow pathway that could be used for a Stairmaster pull if it wasn't nerfed to hell. I don't know why I put this in here, because honestly, if everything I've heard is true with the damage immunity off of Hungerbot pulls that was like stealth nerfed, or stealth implemented, I guess, this patch, there's no use in even using any sort of Stairmaster pull these days, which actually makes Stairmaster on this specialization useless, because they're too slow otherwise. Let's see, what else? So basically this is going to be, another basic setup. I could probably use these pillars a little bit better and kind of put my Snotter out like this, so that if they exit this this pillar, I don't know, it puts them in a choke, and they have to make a decision of whether to go forward or go back. Really doesn't matter, though. It's going to be a basic pull with a Mega Mutton here as well. And then a Stairmaster pull I just threw in here because it makes use of the choke. I guess I should have probably used like a Cyclops Zeke or something like that. There's not many ways of actually making uses of chokes. I guess that's why they're putting them back into the game now, because we can't use them anymore. But yeah, so that's pretty much, you get a look at these rooms. There's not a ton that you can do with them. I'm wondering maybe if you could, let's take a look. I don't think you can. I think it's a little bit too long, but let's see if I could pull through the wall over this chasm thing. Yeah, it looks like if I had one more square over, I would be able to connect these two. Unfortunately, how it is now, you can't connect these groups, which is really unfortunate. Like, I'm wondering if they actually went through. I don't know how much time they actually spent on designing these rooms, because personally I think that would be a lot more cool. It would make the room more interesting, but how it is now, it has to be designed super linearly. I don't know. They seem to be just putting a very big emphasis on attacking rather than defending, which is kind of unfortunate, because I think that the majority of the players that look at this game and think that it's really cool to play want to play it because there's no real game where you get to play as the dungeon overall management, right? I think a lot of the players might have some nostalgia from like Dungeon Keeper and stuff like that when they play this game, and they want to have those deadly traps and those deadly creature combinations and stuff like that, and they want to be able to do interesting things and not just have simple aggro circle designs and all of that. I think that's the main reason why people enjoy playing this type of game, but I could be wrong, but that's personally what it is for me. I really like that sort of thing. So it's kind of unfortunate that they limit things so much in terms of defending. When I first started playing the game, I thought it was actually more dynamic than it is now. But yeah, we'll jump to the last two rooms right after this. Alright, and for the last two rooms we have Linear Chamber 3 and Linear Chamber 4. Start off with Linear Chamber 3. So we got these two main rooms right here, linked together by a nice choke. I think the choke is really the only good thing in this room. If I'm looking at it, I try to zoom in so that I see a little bit more of how the room would play out if you actually entered it. I like the little throne sitting here. Yeah, I think the choke is really the only good thing about this. I think you could do something like pull. Let me see if I can set it up. Set something up as like a prototype here. Pull something through the wall to cover this front choke here. And I would say like probably explodifiers or something way back here. And then you could make use of the choke with another group right up in here. With like maybe a Cyclops Zeke or Jimbo, or probably not a Scorpio because you don't want to pull it closer to the explodifiers if that's what you were going for. If you were going for something different, the only reason you would use explodifiers is to force them to engage two groups at once. So if you put something else in here like a Mega Mutt and Jimbo, anything, Scorpio, whatever, the only way you would get that is if a Scorpio hook pulled them into the other aggro zone or something like that. So it wouldn't really matter as much what you put in the second group. But yeah, I think that's all I would really be able to do with this room, is do something like this. I mean, you could make it more basic and put an actual mob group here, and then be able to put another mob group or something on like the front of this. I don't know. But this is probably something that I would do if I was using this room in my castle. And then we have Linear Corridor 4. And I kind of like the look of this room. I like this choke. And I like how like narrow it is coming into the choke. Like I like, you know, the problem that I have with this room is because the rooms are so big in general. And I always talk about, you know, distance to get through the room. This is a straight shot. It's decently long, but it's really just straight. This one's a little bit more because it has a couple curves to it. Although this room is kind of useless in terms of the hero ever entering it. The only way you'll be able to make use of this room is pulling it through a wall. Unfortunately, I do not think you can pull through the wall across here. I think it's a little bit too long. Again, kind of unfortunate. Like literally one square closer and you'd be able to pull through this wall. So, I mean, it seems like they're probably doing that on purpose to try to eliminate long pulls, which, okay, I guess. You could do something like pull something around this corner and have them fight it in this room. So kind of like this, and then have your, you know, main group down in here, and then you could pull, you know, use this choke and have, you know, a main group here or something, and then maybe use the top side of this as a group as well. So I guess you could put 3 mob groups probably in this and make them be used decently well. Or you have your main group here. Actually, this is connected right now, but you get the idea. Something like that. You get the idea. You have a main group here that makes use of this choke. You have a main group here. Literally, it would just be to fight, so it'd probably have to be like a Mega Mutton or something slightly fast and slightly tanky, so that it can fight in this like wide open area without just getting killed and not doing anything whatsoever. And then again, a choke group, so probably, you know, some sort of a pull or a Cyclops charge or something like that to make use of the choke, and then just another random group, but it would be fighting back into this room here. So make sure that the trap that you place here would complement both this group and the group that's going to be fighting into it here. So you'd want a really good, probably a ballistic trap right in the middle so it covers the entire room. And I think this room is okay. I would say that I might use it in a castle coming up, maybe. But there's a lot of better rooms that were brought out, I think, with the first 20, and I think some of the other rooms that have longer pulls are still probably better. For at least what my castle's going to be going for, which is quite a few explodifiers in my next rendition of a castle. Hopefully that'll come out sometime next week, maybe the week after. But yeah, that ends the series for the new castle room videos. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, leave a like if you did. subscribe, you know, if you enjoy what I do and all that sort of thing. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.